Good afternoon from Thailand, and again, it's with great trepidation I use the term crackdown or clampdown in today's title, but there is a bit of a clampdown on what we've been calling in the past either visa runs or border bouncers. I think with visa runs we think about perhaps going overseas to apply for a new long-term visa. A border bounce is more about you're on a tourist visa and you're just going to skip across the border and come back. Now, some people have been living in Thailand for, well, years, especially in the past. The border bounces were very popular. But in recent years, the whole concept of border bounces is something that really is now in the rear-view mirror. And the Immigration Department have progressively been clamping down or cracking down on the old border bounce, which sort of brings us to today, and this is reported by the Phuket News. Well, the Phuket News and all their variations there on the very busy banner, but let's get down to the business end. Immigration cracks down on visa runners, and the Immigration Bureau's ordered a nationwide crackdown on foreigners repeatedly entering Thailand on visa-free stays, aiming to stop the practice of visa runs being used as cover for illegal business and cybercrime, or applying for an actual long-term visa, which for some reason a lot of people, they just don't want to go through the hassle. And yes, the initial application for a long-term visa can be quite onerous in the paperwork department. But there are so many different categories now. There's the Destination Thailand visa, there's the Thailand Privilege Card, also known as the Elite Thailand visa. There's the different annual visas you can apply for and renew, like a business visa or a marriage visa, or the OA, the retirement visa. There's also the LTR, the long-term resident visa. I mean, there are heaps of different ways that you can stay in Thailand long term. If you've got any questions, I wouldn't be spending your time on forums. Go and find a good agent and have a chat with them, and they'll tell you what they think is going to be best for your situation. But the idea of coming into Thailand, and at the moment you can get a 60-day visa-free stay in Thailand, extendable by another 30 days, and that's for some 93, 94 countries around the world. And so people that stay here for the 60 days, extend for 30, leave the country for a couple of days, come back, and they keep on wanting to do that. Well, I think now you're going to find the Immigration Department or the people at the desk are just going to be going, no. Let's check out the story. Now, this story says Phuket immigration, but it really is the entire immigration around Thailand, shared the Bureau's directive issued after an urgent meeting chaired by the Commissioner General of the Immigration Bureau following policy orders from the Prime Minister and the National Police Chief. And the Deputy Commissioner General and Bureau spokesperson said the meeting was held at 8:30 a.m. to instruct all provincial immigration commanders to step up enforcement against foreigners entering and exiting Thailand repeatedly under the visa exemption scheme. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking, oh, how many people would really keep on trying to do that in 2025? Well, you might be surprised. And quoting him, the Immigration Bureau has been assigned to prevent foreigners from disguising themselves as tourists to conduct transactions linked to crime, particularly cybercrime, money laundering or human exploitation. So the focus of this particular clampdown really is linked to the whole cyber scam, online scam centres that have proliferated just across the borders of Thailand, especially in Cambodia and Myanmar. Not so much the people that have been doing the border bounces, but they are certainly now being thrown into this. So immigration officers will intensify screening of travellers who repeatedly use visa-free entry without returning to their home countries. Any foreigner found entering visa-free more than twice without a valid reason will be denied entry. So try it once, try it twice, but that's probably going to be your limit. And whilst he says these cases are not typical of tourists, they've already refused entry to about, nearly 3,000 foreigners since the beginning of this year. And specifically aimed at the scam centre activity across the borders, officers will tighten surveillance on foreigners previously deported or blacklisted in border areas such as Mae Sot in Tak, often linked to scam networks. and anyone deported through the Mae Sot or Myawaddy border will be refused re-entry into Thailand, and provincial immigration officers have been ordered to review and, where necessary, revoke visa extensions granted to foreigners with a pattern of repeated visa runs. Those found abusing the system will face prosecution and deportation. So if you're trying to stay in Thailand and you're using the visa-free entry, and you've done it more than once or twice, or you've got a pattern of doing this in the past, you are going to come under their spotlight. And all immigration officers nationwide have been instructed to ramp up operations against foreigners overstaying their visas, with results to be publicly reported. Don't we all remember those glory days some 5 or 6 years ago when it was the then Deputy Immigration Commissioner, Surachat Hakpan, who is no longer with the police force? We've covered that story numerous times, but he used to love the photo opportunities of him with, 20, 30 naughty foreigners who have overstayed their visa and been seen there instructing and waving his finger at them. We don't sort of get to see that anymore, but the Immigration Department still do publish the figures of overstayers, and I think the record's about 13 years, and we haven't got anybody yet who's bettered that. There's probably somebody out there, though. So, talking about processing extensions in the middle there, screening each person will take no more than 45 seconds, though waiting times could exceed 40 minutes. Thai citizens are encouraged to use automated lanes, which take about 20 seconds. So Thai citizens are already allowed to use automated gates at many of the airports around Thailand. There will be a time sometime in the future where they'll have automated gates for foreigners as well, but in the meantime, you're going to have to do it the old way and just smile and wait. And as expected, the final word, these steps will strengthen confidence in Thailand as a safe and secure destination. All these steps will strengthen confidence that Thailand does love a good clampdown or crackdown. If you have been using, you don't have to use your name, and we usually can't identify you in the comments section, but if you've been using the visa exemption as a way to stay for a long time in Thailand, what's your record for going in and out before questions were asked and a little bit of a red cross put in your passport stamp? Be interested to know. But it looks like the days of using the visa exemption as a way just to continually stay in Thailand for a long time without a proper long-term visa might be generally in the rear-view mirror. Interested to hear your comments. Otherwise, please subscribe to the channel, as we always ask you. That helps more than anything else. Don't forget that you can buy me a coffee if you feel so inclined. Where's my coffee cup? See, I don't even have a coffee cup. And we'll see you next time.